What is going on, everybody? This is Marcus, and we are here for the first round of the Stockholm Regional Championship that I attended over the weekend. Now, there's been quite some talking about this tournament, and I'm not sure how familiar a lot of my viewers are with the European system, but it's a little bit different to the US one, especially in terms of regionals. Whereas in the US there's like several weekends where there's like a lot of regionals across the countries. In Europe it's actually the other way around. They actually try to make it so that there can only be one regional at a time. And so yeah, that was a regional in Stockholm. And while I did not know about the Swedish VGC scene prior to the tournament, like their scene is like not as big and not comparable to the other big countries like Italy, Germany, the UK and so on, but that's fine, you know. But then again, only like 20 people attended that regional in the Masters division, so I kind of have to explain a little bit why there was a regional there, I guess, and why I went there. So first of all, I think the current plan for like Europeans, which you see, is to make sure that every country, even if they do not have nationals, have at least like the chance to qualify for Worlds, and I guess that is also why they had the border for CP, or like the CP bar solo. It's only at 275 championship points if you're from Europe, and so they gave Sweden a tournament even though they knew that their player Bs wouldn't be as like high and that the attendance numbers wouldn't be as high. But my friend Billa actually got me like the super cheap flight, or like he looked them up, and we booked in November, and we still thought it would be VGC15 since VGC16 wasn't announced back then, and I was like, yeah, sure. I mean, it's just like some nice trip, weekend trip to Stockholm, see a little bit of the city. I've never been to the country before, and then also a tournament. We expected a little bit more participants, but I mean, it's just like easier, I guess. And so yeah, I like won the tournament, and I also like won this brick. But yeah, like I didn't have the time, or like I didn't yeah, like practice too hard for this tournament. However, then again, I really wanted to win it so that I wouldn't have to worry about like any more tournaments, and I can basically stop playing now until nationals, since I'm at 485 CP right now. So that's like first spot in Europe, first spot in the world, which is kind of cool. But yeah, I still have to show something at nationals to get the paid trip. But I will explain a little bit more going into like the next few rounds, how the atmosphere was like, how many people were there, and how the people were. But this is the first round I had there against a fellow foreign player that also made it all the way to Sweden. Yeah, Birch, one of the Birch brothers, and his team, as you can see, like all the way like over there on top. I had like a trick room mode with Cresselia, and whenever I saw Cresselia with his team, basically I almost all the time let Smeargle. You will also see that at the latest stage in the tournament. However, since he started off with Morval and Cresselia, I felt that he was probably some Magic Bounce variant. So instead of going for the standard Fake Out and Dark Void play, since Magic Code's priority is higher than Fake Outs, I went for Follow Me, because I didn't really know what to do with Smeargle, and I didn't want to go for the Dark Void. And the Power Up Punch. Power Up Punch Kangaskhan was something that I decided on very like shortly before the tournament, since I also like made a change from Scarf Smeargle to Focus Sash Smeargle. But yeah, so that was kind of nice. But then his mobile didn't really protect, so I'm not entirely sure if he wasn't aware of the mechanics right there, that Magic Bounce, or like sorry, Magic Code would only help out his Cresselia, but his mobile would still go to sleep. And since I got the accuracy raise here, I didn't want to risk going for another Dark Void, because I thought that he might probably just fear it and go for another Magic Code. However, he made a nice prediction this turn, and or maybe he thought that I probably didn't even have Dark Void, since also there's some Smeargles without Dark Void running around. But he went for the Trick Room, and Iron Head on my Smeargle to take it out. So I was all of a sudden not in the best of positions. I mean, I still had the +2 Kangaskhan, but yeah, things are kind of threatening, since he does have that Kyogre. And Kyogre in Trick Room is like very difficult for my team to deal with, since except for the Salamence, my only thing that can take like a boosted water attack like Water Spout or Origin Pulse is my Groudon. But if he has Skill Swap, then he can obviously like reset the weather. So Yes. I still sent out Groudon either way because I wanted to threaten out his Mobile, and yeah, I knew that Mobile couldn't do much here, and yeah, instead of going for a Fire type attack, I also wanted to go for the Earth Power right here, in case his Kyogre switched in. But instead of doing that, he switched into his Liepard actually, which I was very fine with. But he also went for the Skill Swap on my Kangaskhan. So now I knew that his Cresselia had Skill Swap, which is kind of threatening in combination with that Kyogre, but it also took away my Parental Bond ability. And Return here gets a critical hit. I'm not sure if that was necessary, but still manages to take out that Cresselia, which was kind of nice. And now, yeah, like his Leopard, thanks to the Focus Sash, it survived. Some people have said, or even myself, that switching in VGC2016 is all, like, a lot of times it's like not about how to like get into a good position, but also about like what do you want to sacrifice in order to get your weather back up. So having something with Focus Sash in the bag actually, yeah, makes it possible for you to switch something in even on such a powerful attack like, yeah, Primal Groudon's Earth Power, and yeah, still survive it. So my Groudon is threatened out by that Kyogre, and right here I think I made definitely a misplay. I could have gone for the Sucker Punch here on his Kyogre, but the chance for me to potentially KO the Liepard was just so tempting, and I was just hoping that somehow Kangaskhan could survive this turn, KO the Liepard, and then Groudon would just easily win against Mobile and Kyogre. However, he reveals the Fake Tears and goes for the Fake Tears and Water Spout to take out my Groudon. And so this turn I have to take a risk. I have to hope that his Kyogre switches out to get back the weather advantage. And I'm actually going for an Eruption with my Groudon right here, since it's basically free. I mean, there was nothing that he could have done to prevent it. But I also have to hope that his Liepard does not have Taunt, for example, that his Liepard doesn't have Protect, for example, and that his Liepard doesn't have Roleplay, because all three of those moves would have basically screwed me over a little bit, as I felt like I had to go for that play here, Eruption and the Geomancy. So yeah, it was very close. Had he had like either of those moves and yeah, made the right play, like he could have roleplayed his Kyogre if he had it to set up the rain again, and then obviously he could just go for another Water Spout, and I just lost. But fortunately for me, he didn't have that, and I was able to get up the free Geomancy here this turn. And while Trick Room was still up for this turn, a Double Protect would ensure me that I had still a shot to take this game, even though that this Kyogre, yeah, got in that nice position in Trick Room. So Double Protecting here was a no-brainer, but I still had to fear this Kyogre to survive my combination of Moonblast and Earth Power the next turn. But I was just hoping that it would be enough, so I went for the Moonblast, and I actually also got the special attack drop. Also the Earth Power, but it looked like Kyogre would just barely survive here. However, fortunately enough, he did not have Origin Pulse, which would have just knocked out both my guys in case he hit both Origin Pulses, but instead he went for the Scald to take out my Xerneas, so Groudon is able to pick up the Kyogre, and whew, so this definitely was a lot closer than I would have hoped it was, but I knew about this team's slight weakness against Cresselia plus Groudon. So yeah, after the game I was just pretty happy that I managed to overcome yeah, such a tough matchup. I could have gone for the Dark Void the second turn with Smeargle really, but yeah, Magic Bones, sorry, once again, Magic Coat plus Protect was just a play that I really feared, so I thought that just going for the Power Punch would have been the better play. It would have been if I just had gone for that Sucker Punch on his Kyogre. That would have severely weakened his Water Spout, and then my Xerneas would have been at higher HP on switching in, and yeah, things just would have been a little bit better. But yeah, in the end I was happy that I was able to take this first round. I'm also sorry for Joe because he made it all the way from the UK, but I mean, that's just how things go if there's a small tournament. Yeah, like sometimes you have to play people you don't want to face, and so I was 1-0, and I said this already, but I was traveling with Billa, so we were the only two Germans in attendance at that tournament, and he unfortunately lost his first round. He was using like basically like the same 6 mons as I did, but some slight variations. We weren't really sure what would be the best, so we tested different variations in this tournament, and he actually lost the first round. So we were already like aware of the fact that maybe we have to watch out for the Swedish players and their teams, and it's VGC16, you know, anything can happen. Anyone can get their Kyogre into position, or get their Groudon into position, get their Xerneas into position, so there are no free wins in this format whatsoever, and it's Pokemon as well after all, so I made sure to keep my concentration up, and yeah, so I was 1-0 this round, but the second round would like be a little bit surprising for me. But we'll come to that in the next video. So thanks a lot for watching. See you next time. I'll probably even upload it later tonight. But yeah, let me know what you thought about this video in the comments. How have you been enjoying Groudon versus Kyogre matchups? What do you think? Who has the upper hand? And if you enjoyed what you saw, make sure to leave a like and yeah, subscribe. So that's it for this game, and see you next time. Bye.